How you're doing is more important than what you're doing when it comes to time management and productivity. Hey there, I'm Amy Schield, time management and mindset coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. And today I'm talking about why it's more important to focus on how you're doing versus what you're doing and some concrete steps that you can take to make that shift. Now, look, I understand why you might think that what you're doing is the key to effective time management. After all, experts have said for years that tools and techniques are the secret to productivity. The Eisenhower matrix, the Pomodoro technique, planners, calendars, task apps, these are the things that, according to the experts, we need in order to get stuff done and manage our time effectively. But if what you're doing were the key to effective time management, then everyone with a targeted to-do list, a planner, and a timer would be incredibly productive, right? As long as people knew what to do and had a time management tool or two, they would ace time management. Yeah? Clearly, that's not the case. Personally, there have been times in my life where I had a killer planner. I knew exactly what I needed to do, and I had plenty of time to do it. And yet I still didn't take action. Here's the thing. If you continue to focus solely on tools and tasks, you might find yourself becoming increasingly stressed out or burned out. You might feel like you're stalling on making progress on your goals in your business or in your personal life. You could be the most organized person in the world and still feel like you're not truly achieving what you want. You might even think that there's something wrong with you because you're using all the time management tools, tips, and tactics that the experts recommend, but you're still struggling to manage your time effectively and make meaningful progress toward your goals. Let's look at the reality of the situation. Have you ever felt like you were drowning in tasks and responsibilities despite your best efforts to manage your time? Or have you ever felt like you're constantly playing catch up no matter how hard you work? The truth is, traditional time management methods only focus on the what tasks need to be done, what deadlines need to be met, what tools and techniques you're using. But they don't take into account the how you're feeling, how you're thinking, how you're showing up for your business every single day. If you're struggling to take action because you're overwhelmed or doubting yourself, or you're unmotivated, you're afraid to fail, or you're struggling with something like perfectionism, those are mindset issues that even the best time management tools and techniques won't be able to help you address in the long run. So, what's the real solution to managing your time effectively? Well, like I said earlier, it's all about shifting your primary focus from what you're doing to how you're doing. By learning to notice, navigate, and overcome those mindset-based issues that you might be struggling with mentally or emotionally, you will skyrocket your productivity. That means you'll get more of the important stuff done in less time so that you can make meaningful progress toward your goals and also have some extra time for a life outside of your business. At this point, you might be thinking, who cares about how I'm doing? I have stuff to get done. I don't have time to worry about my feelings. Au contraire, my friend. Au contraire. There's a saying in the mental health field that what you resist persists. This means that ignoring or trying to distract yourself from mental and emotional roadblocks isn't going to solve them. Even if you might not be thinking about them anymore right in that moment, there's a good chance that they're still present on a subconscious or unconscious level of your mind. And by the way, this isn't fluff, it's neuroscience. Part of your brain's job is to keep you safe, but your brain doesn't always have a great handle on what is and isn't truly a threat to your safety. So if your brain is trying to keep you safe by telling you that that one thing that you need to do is dangerous or risky or unsafe or has an uncertain outcome, and you buy into that narrative that your brain is feeding you, then yeah, you're going to stay stuck. You're not going to take the action you need to take to move your business forward because you're buying into your brain's fear-based narrative where actual danger probably doesn't even exist. And here's the other thing, this process, this protective process where your brain is trying to keep you safe from things that it thinks are dangerous, this doesn't even have to be happening on the conscious level of your mind. See, your brain is working 24 hours a day on the subconscious and unconscious levels to filter information that's incoming from the world and filter all of that through your belief system, which you can kind of think of as your brain's code, and try to resolve issues based on that belief system. So this means that you might be standing in your own way and you're not even aware of it because it's all happening on the subconscious and unconscious levels of your mind. I see this at play a lot for my clients who have a service-based business when it comes to what we call prospecting, which, if you're not familiar, prospecting simply means reaching out and developing relationships with potential customers, potential referral partners, or even people that you may want to collaborate with in the future. For some people, especially people who may have had some people-pleasing tendencies, prospecting can feel very uncomfortable to do. There can be a lot of fear there, fear around being rejected, or being afraid that you're going to be bothering someone by reaching out to them, or being afraid that you're going to seem salesy or pushy. And so the subconscious mind will come up with all kinds of reasons not to reach out to those potential referral partners or clients, not to do the prospecting that's going to move their business forward. And your brain might encourage you to do things like busy work, like, oh, check and respond to low level importance emails, or reorganize your desk for the third time this month, or even housework if you're somebody who works from home like I do. The brain looks at that scary task that it thinks is unsafe, the prospecting in this example, filters it through the brain's people-pleasing belief system and says, whoa, no way, this feels risky. We could be rejected. Let's avoid it by doing something else that is easy and low risk and will give us a dopamine hit. Okay. And so your own brain is sabotaging your progress and you may not even realize it. So if your brain is doing all this work subconsciously using whatever filtration system, meaning whatever belief system you currently have that may not be serving you, how do you change that filtration system, that belief system? How do you upgrade it so that it will start going to work for you instead of sabotaging you? Through a process that I already mentioned, which is notice, navigate, and overcome. Speaking of which, the first step to focusing on how you're doing rather than what is to simply notice how you're thinking and feeling in a given moment. For example, let's say you're scheduled to work on something important, but you're struggling to get started. In that moment, you can notice what's happening for yourself mentally and emotionally, and even notice what's going on in your body, because research continues to show that our emotions don't just manifest in our brain, our emotions manifest in our entire body. Okay. So are you feeling distracted? Are you thinking that your work needs to be perfect? Do you notice a heaviness in your chest when you think about all of the work you need to do? That's what it means to notice how you're thinking and feeling in a given moment. Next, it's time to navigate through those thoughts, feelings, and sensations instead of allowing them to keep you stuck. This process might look a little bit different for each person and each situation, and it doesn't have to take tons of time either. Okay, so doing thought work, doing cognitive emotional work doesn't mean that you're going to be off in a corner somewhere, journaling for hours and hours on end. That's usually not the case at all. But this can involve things like acknowledging and processing your emotions instead of trying to ignore them or shove them down like some people do, or even examining and questioning your thoughts and beliefs around yourself, the situation, what you're capable of, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so this is what it looks like to navigate through thoughts, emotions, and even those physical sensations. Navigating mental and emotional roadblocks can also mean acknowledging and understanding what's happening in your brain and your neurological system. The stakes in any situation get a whole lot lower once you understand the ways that your brain might be trying to scare you out of taking the action that you want or need to take. Again, this might sound like it would take a ton of time, and sometimes that's the case, but sometimes all it takes is a few seconds or a few minutes. And the beautiful thing is that the more you practice this, the more efficient at it your brain becomes. And so you can have significant shifts mentally and emotionally in shorter periods of time as you train your brain to do these processes. Finally, you'll need to work to overcome those mental and emotional obstacles. That can be as simple as changing your perspective by adopting new thoughts after you've torn down old unhelpful thoughts and beliefs, or identifying and generating the emotional fuel that will help you to take action and move forward. It can also be as complex as overhauling and redesigning portions of your belief system or becoming a different version of yourself. It really all depends on the complexity of the situation and how your brain is reacting at this point. So let me ask you, do you want to continue focusing on what you're doing instead of how you're doing? Or are you ready to start actively managing your mindset by noticing, navigating, and overcoming the mental and emotional roadblocks, the ones that are secretly sabotaging you and killing your productivity and time management and keeping you stuck in your business? If you're ready to take control of your mindset so you can get more done, achieve your business goals, and also have some time for a life outside of your business, sign up for a free productivity power session with me. We'll identify the mental and emotional roadblocks that are holding you back and come up with a concrete plan to help you overcome them. Hey, I'm Amy Schield, time management and mindset coach for small business owners and solopreneurs. Thank you so much for checking out my content today. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye-bye.